Since the start of the Industrial Revolution, man has been burning fossil fuels to generate power. This process has led to the rapid increase in the amount of carbon dioxide within the atmosphere. Carbon dioxide is the largest contributor to the greenhouse effect. Carbon dioxide traps the incoming heat from the sun, retaining it, making the earth gradually warmer. The gradual warming has led to the change in the climate, affecting rainfall patterns, the migration of animals, and melting the polar ice caps, which are slowly increasing the sea levels, threatening to flood low-lying coastal areas. Nations now face the challenge of combating climate change. They look to do this by reducing their carbon emission to the ultimate aim of stopping the increase of their carbon output. Preventing the increase of carbon emissions is an obtainable goal within our lifetimes. This is essential to avoid irreversible damage to our environment. Moving on to Russia. Russia has the area of 17 million square kilometers and a population size of 142 million people. Russia is rich in energy. It has one of the largest natural gas reserves on Earth, the second largest coal reserves, and also has oil and uranium. Being the world's largest gas exporter, Russia produces 677 billion cubic meters of natural gas a year. Russia is the fourth largest contributor to the greenhouse effect amongst all. This is due to the rapid growth and development of the Russian industry within the past couple of years. A major reason for the high greenhouse gas emissions is Russia's energy sector. Now we break down Russia's energy production. 63% of Russian electricity is generated from thermal plants. 48% of those are powered by gas, where the other 19% are coal and peat powered. 21% of the power comes from hydropower, and nuclear power accounts for 16% of Russia's energy. If no one does anything globally, the world will experience severe environmental problems, not only to their countries, but to their neighbors and to their people and generations to come. But there is still hope. Currently, there are strategies that assist in reducing the greenhouse emissions of a country. Focusing on Russia, we will apply the wedge stabilization theory. The wedge theory takes into account a rapid increase in CO2 emissions per year and tries to prevent it from doubling. This theory does not look to completely stop our greenhouse gas emissions, but looks to keep it at a current amount through things that can be done today. The wedge theory uses a model that divides our global yearly emissions of 8 tons of carbon and breaks it up into 8 wedges, each wedge reducing 1 ton of carbon a year. Each wedge has a possible 15 strategies that can be implemented now. We will apply the wedge theory to Russia. I have selected 8 wedges that Russia can use. 2 of them are fuel switching, increased transport efficiency, nuclear energy, building efficiency, solar electricity, wind-powered electricity, and biofuels. There are 2 wedges for fuel switching for Russia. This is because Russia are the leading producers of natural gas. it would be cheaper and more cost efficient for Russia to change their coal and peat-fired plants to gas-powered plants. Gas-powered plants emit half the amount of carbon their coal and peat-fired plants do, thus reducing the carbon footprint. Russia would have to triple their gas power plants for these two wedges to take effect. Russia is notorious for its heavy traffic. Increasing its transport efficiency would mean that cars would spend less time on the road, thus burning less petrol, which contribute to the greenhouse effect. Russia has the availability of uranium. Increasing the amount of nuclear power plants they have by 3, they will reduce 1 ton of carbon emissions per year. That's 1 wedge for nuclear energy. Russia has a high potential for solar and wind farms. This is because of the large land that Russia covers. Russia would have to increase their wind farms by a factor of 10 to take up 1 wedge. And for solar electricity, they would have to increase their solar farms by a factor of 100 to take up 1 wedge. This is not unobtainable, as these farms are currently very small. If Russia adheres to the wedge theory, they will effectively reduce the carbon emissions within 50 years, which will not only benefit them by reducing production costs, but it will also benefit the environment by reducing the carbon in the atmosphere. I hope you enjoyed, and thanks for watching.